Running. The ultimate test of discipline. It's you and the road ahead. You can't cheat and you can't hide. Running is a game of suffering, grit, testing your limits in a way only you can truly measure. The more you do, the more you realize you can do. And that's why this month I'll be attempting to run 10K every day for an entire month. So there has only ever been one challenge that has ever truly defeated me, obviously other than while camping on the top of a Scottish mountain. And that is that this time last year, I attempted to run 10K every day as part of the outdoor section of my 75 hard. And it reached the point that 13 days in, I physically could not walk. And I'll be honest, I still struggle with that fact. So this month, in a bid to defeat my old nemesis, and in the name of science, we will be attempting to run 10K every day for an entire month. Wish me luck.
The starting of these challenges really does never get any easier. But to be honest, how hard could it be? Why do I always find it so hard getting out? This is actually fun. Day one, smashed it, mate.
To be honest, I am kind of embarrassed as to how long that actually took me, but also the first time that I did this, I was pumping out 42, 43, 44 minute 10Ks every day at the start, and it absolutely destroyed me. But we started it now, and I'm going to get on with some stretching because, well, last time I didn't stretch, and I also didn't end up finishing it.
So good morning, it's day two. The conditions today are absolutely freezing. My hands are literally hurting holding the camera. And that is also why I'm wearing a balaclava right now, because I'm slightly concerned about the state of my head. Anyways, we're getting the challenge done. We're feeling quite good. We slept well. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna be real, I'm feeling pretty tired this morning, but we're feeling really good now that we're out. We're getting into a bit more of a routine with it, and let the show continue. Right, so it's day 4. In terms of doing it in the dark, I'll be real, I'd really rather not do it in the dark, but sometimes you just gotta do things that you don't want to do just so you can get to where you want to get to. I'm gonna try and avoid all the demons that are probably chasing me right now. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Day 5, 2 sentences. Number 1, I slept like a log last night. Number 2, this is not enjoyable anymore. Day 7, I ate 15 dates before this. Wish me luck. Now that was horrible.
Day 7. Tick. I don't know if you could tell by my voice or by my face even, but this week has really been one of the longest weeks of my entire life. Anyways, early observations, I'm sleeping a lot better. I don't really think that's that surprising, especially considering I am literally knackered the whole time. Secondly, I'm eating a lot more. Again, not really surprising. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine how many calories I'm burning per day. I actually don't really want to know. One thing that weirdly has surprised me though, is that I have been a lot more productive than I necessarily anticipated. I mean, I'm sure there are anomalies who are watching this who run further than 10K a day, but for me, this is exhaustive training. And to be frank, I kind of expected it to take a hit on my work. I kind of expected me to be like, well, no, I can't be asked to do that. I'm tired. But actually, I've kind of honed in more on the work that I've been set to do. Other updates though, in terms of how my body is kind of holding up. Tired, yes, as I've said about 5 times. However, actually in terms of like injuries so far, I'm feeling pretty good. I've been really trying to look after myself. I've been doing a lot of stretching. So far, so good. I mean, at this point, my knee was beginning to hurt last year, so I haven't felt that yet. Touch wood. But yeah, I think next week could be really interesting because even though I've had literally no motivation to do this in the slightest and I've just had to push myself through literally every time I've done it to the point of like almost crying every time I've got out on a run, next week is going to be even harder. For starters, I'm going up to Sunderland tonight at 10 p.m, which I'm going to arrive at 1 a.m. for my brother's 21st, which is tomorrow. And secondly, it's also the beginning of like casting for Fashion Week. So I think this is where the grit really starts to kick in because, you know, it might be 1 week down, but it's only a quarter done.
Right, so day 8, we're in Sunderland. A little bit of context for the sort of area that I'm currently running in. Basically, my granny has lived here pretty much her entire life, and just last week she had her tyres slashed and a brick put through her window for asking someone to move their car. So yeah, I've got a feeling today's 10k is going to be a little bit quicker. I haven't run this fast in months. Right, so it's day 9. I'm not going to speak for very long because, well, this camera's not waterproof, but I don't really want it breaking. I quite like it. Now, I've got to be honest, probably today is the best I felt physically. It's just a shame about the weather, really, because, well, it's kind of non-stop rained since we actually started getting out here. But having said that, it's actually been quite peaceful. You know, having the rain, hearing the rain, being outside, being in a bit of nature, it's been very relaxing. Like, my anxiety today has been really bad, and you know, it's been very much needed, like very much needed, and today's probably been the first one that I've actually enjoyed because of that reason. Right, so day 10. Really struggling, everything hurts. The one reflection that I do have though is that I am really starting to enjoy this period. It feels like a break from my day, it feels like a break from everything. It is like meditation in a sense, it's one foot in front of the other, and I just have me and my thoughts, and in that sense, the mental clarity that it's given me is definitely worth the pain. So yeah, anyways, see you tomorrow. Right, so it's day 11. Something that is becoming a common factor is that I need to start fitnessing earlier into my day. Like leaving this and procrastinating it right to the last minute, leaving me in a worse state throughout the day, and I need to stop prioritising work. But yeah, anyways, see you tomorrow. Right, it's day 12 and we're about to run our first sub 55 10k. Yeah, well, 52 and a half minutes to be precise. That felt really, really good. I'm really proud of myself, I'm gonna be honest. See you tomorrow. We're on day 13 right now. Day 14, 2 weeks. We've officially beat my last score. Get in, Shine. Right, well, supposedly when you run 10k, not only do you not have to worry about getting injured, you've also got to worry about getting allergic reactions whilst on the run. I don't know what's gone on. I think I've had an allergic reaction to my balaclava while running. I think, I'm not even sure. Like, there is no real explanation. I've never, like, this feels like I've had an allergic reaction to, like, penicillin. And, like, maybe I should go, I might have to go to the hospital, I'm gonna be real. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. It's like, I don't know what's happened. Like, I really don't know what's happened. Technically we're 1 day further than last time, but I mean, like, this is just, it's just crazy. Like, look how red that is. It's so angry. I mean, like these are welts.
Right, well, that is definitely not how I expected week 2 to end in the slightest. Fortunately, it's now been half an hour, and well, as you can probably see, the hives have kind of rescinded. Anyways, besides my medical emergency, we've made it to day 14. That is one more day than we did last year, which, well, I mean, if you can't tell, I'm pretty pleased about. The other thing that's been really nice is that I think my body's also now starting to adjust to it. I think when we recapped at the end of last week, I was struggling. Whereas this week, especially towards the end of the week, I've started to feel really good, and we've actually started putting in some times that I'm not necessarily, you know, shouting it from the top of the roofs, but like, you know, they've improved. They've definitely improved. To be honest, in a weird sort of, I don't know, slightly psychotic cathartic way, I've actually started looking forward to the runs, mostly because they're just great de-stressors, and I actually think that because my body is now getting used to them, it's actually now expecting me to go on a run. So when I then don't go on a run, my anxiety just goes through the roof. Anyways, that is that. I'm gonna try and get some sleep now, and yeah, see you next week.
Day 15, back at it. I'm gonna be honest, today, feeling very, very tired. That allergic reaction last night took a lot out of me. Like a lot out of me. You know, as with all of these challenges, as with all of these things in life, it's just staying up, staying consistent, and that's exactly what we're doing today. I promise one day I'll run during the day. Life just seems to get in the way every single time. But it will happen at some point, I promise. Right, so it's day 17. I have just been passed by a gritting truck. That is how cold it is right now. Like, my fingers are literally throbbing. Having said that though, for the first time in a while, my body actually feels like pretty good. No more excuses. That's what I told myself last night when I once again, as you saw, ran very late in the night. But that is the beautiful thing about each day, is that you can always do better the next, no matter what. You know, and like, don't get me wrong, like, it's very easy for me to preach from this side of the camera to you and be like, ow, each day is a fresh start. It's difficult. It's really difficult. I haven't acted on a promise that I literally had set out right from the start for the last 7 days. But as I said, here we are. And you know what the real test is? Me turning up here at the same time tomorrow. Because that's proof that not only have you seen the mistake, you've acted on it, but now you're trying to make it, you know, part of your day today. Day 19. When am I ever going to learn that I need to eat breakfast before I do these things? This has been awful. Still though, almost a 10k ever in doubt. Right, so it's day 20. As you can see, it is dark. And that is because I was at Freya's last night and I had a casting very early this morning, which would have meant if I'd gone for a run, I probably would have only had 5 hours sleep. So I didn't do that. Anyways, only 8 days to go after this, so feeling very positive. Oh. When am I ever going to learn from my mistakes? Honestly, I'm a broken record at this point. All I had to do was eat before I came out and I would have done this easily. Day 21 and week 3. Complete.
So, here we are, the end of week 3. This week has been one of the toughest weeks of my life. Behind the scenes, per se, I've been dealing with a lot more than I necessarily want to. And, you know, at the end of last week, that kind of manifested into the worst stress rash that I've had since I was, 15, when I had to literally miss a school or a week of school. In terms of changes, though, I am tired, quite literally all of the time, for a multitude of reasons, a little bit of everything, but I am tired all the time. However, you know, to kind of try and break it up and have some positive news at the end of week 3, my body has finally adapted to the running. I now no longer need an hour of recovery at the end of it, and I don't feel like I'm literally dying after, the entire day, which is great. And finally, in one last thing that I want to discuss, I'll actually go over this in a lot more detail at the end of it, but I've kind of come to realize that my discipline is definitely not as strong as I would like it. This challenge has definitely opened up a lot of holes, and it's given me some great insights into what I'm really missing in my sort of general personal growth and self-development. I thought I'd just share that because I found that quite a difficult realization this week, and I'm going to try and improve on it. I'm going to try and work on it next week, as I always do, and I have definitely improved it this week, but there is so much ground to make up, and yeah, maybe it's not such a bad thing after all. But yeah, anyways, that's all from me now. We're going to try and be more positive next week, and yeah, I'll see you at the finish line.
Whenever I'm running a fast one, feeling good. Was doing it in a good time, probably looking at about 45 minutes 10k, probably my quickest time yet. And yeah, this happens. Same old, same old. Okay, well, maybe not quite the 45 that I was talking about, but still pretty quick, you know? I'll do the job. Day 23. The weather this morning is beautiful. I've stretched out. My calf is feeling all beautiful again. And yeah, it's nice. There's all of the Sunday morning runners out. You can hear the bells going off the church. It's been very serene. It's been very bliss. Day 24 completed. Right, so it's day 25, and what a beautiful day it is. One of the things that I've most enjoyed seeing about this is by getting out every single day, like we have seen it change from winter to like the beginning of spring. I mean, like the sun, like do you see how blue the sky is? But yeah, I'd say the best part about today though is the fact that after today, there's 3 days left. Once again, life got in the way, but it is now day 26. So after this, 2 days left. I'm excited. I'm excited. Right, well it's Friday the 27th, 1 day until the end. Right, let's do this. Right, let's do this. I think kind of coming into this run, the number one thing that I feel really is pride. A lot of people told me when I started out doing this challenge that it wasn't a good idea, that I definitely shouldn't be doing it, that I'd get injured, that I wouldn't last. You know, and don't get me wrong, I have doubted myself through a lot of this. It's been, yeah, that's one of the toughest things I've ever done in my entire life. But, you know, I stuck to my principles, I stuck to my beliefs, and I think it's true for a lot in life. A lot of people will tell you things that you're doing is wrong, or it's too big a task and you'll never finish it, or, you know, it's not meant for you to do. Feed into your own delusions within reason, and that's where the things that you're looking for exist. So yeah, go out and do that challenge, go out and do that thing that you weren't wanting to do, and prove all of those people wrong. And most of all, prove it to yourself, because that's the important bit. The good news is we are almost there. 500 meters to go. I can already taste it. 200 meters. 100 meters. We did it. 10k every day for an entire month. Oh my god, that feels good. And it's sunny. That always adds to everything. Let's get home, let's get some food.
You can't cheat, you can't hide. Running is brutal, man. I think this month has single-handedly been one of the most difficult months of my entire life. Physically, mentally, work-wise, it's been a mess. I also want to say that I am so grateful for it. I think we kind of really find out who we really are when our backs are against the wall. And, you know, I'm kind of really disappointed to say that when the going got tough, I reverted back to old habits that I have been trying to break for years, you know, in terms of like going to bed late, waking up late, eating poorly, not sticking to the things that make me feel good outside of just running and exercise. You know, although I showed up in this part of my life, I feel like in every other aspect of my life, I almost hid and I kind of went into survival mode, and I'm disappointed in that. But I think the brilliant thing about sort of realizing that is that I now know that I can work on that and I can improve on that, and I can try and, you know, not necessarily paper over those cracks, but really try and work on the foundations of like what it is that caused me to do that. You know, those times that I ran were definitely nothing to aspire to, but at the end of the day, I did it. So I'm giving myself credit for that as well. Just lots of areas to improve. Regardless though, the next stop is an ultramarathon. So the training continues, maybe not quite as intense, because I do think I like literally physically burnt myself out to the point where it wasn't really healthy. I will be hopefully continuing to run sort of 5 to 6 times a week. If you have got any other challenges that you want to see me try, please let me know. And yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure you like, subscribe, check out my videos, and yeah, have a lovely day.